Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Those are joining in my live session. A very warm welcome. So, we are again back with another round of conversations with the author and with another author live interview. So, kindly stay tuned because today we are having a discussion on our audiobook series, and we have today our male and female narrators with us with the author of the book Scorn of Secrets. So before I go on with the session and invite the authors, firstly I like to thank you each and everyone joining my session. Thank you so much. Hope you all are doing good, doing great and doing fine. So Jamiel is here. Hi Jamiel. I'll just quickly send an invitee to today's author and today's guests so that we can start with our day. Okay. Yes, I've sent an invitee. So slowly, hope everyone joins in and we get connected. So yes, there. Hi, Jamiel. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to my conversations round.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah, that's a pleasure to me. Just waiting for Kali and Brandy to join in the session, and I've sent in the invitee. So in the meantime, you can introduce yourself to the viewers.
Sure. My name is Jamiel Calpen. I'm a voiceover actor and audiobook narrator. And I'm excited to have had this opportunity to work with Be Truly on this project. So I'm excited to be here.
Wow, that's something interesting, I must say. So yes, Jamal, it's hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yes, Jamiel. Yeah, you're doing it right. Thank you.
Jamal, yes, Jamal, yes. Okay, so till others of our narrator, female narrator, and Brandy, she joins in. I'd like to ask you something more about your schooling and how did you get into this narrating work and all?
Oh yeah, sure. Sure thing. I actually kind of just got into it as a young child, because I was interested in cartoons. So I
Oh,
really liked cartoons as a kid, and I never really knew that you could actually do voiceover work as a career. But I always liked to mimic cartoons. I always liked to watch cartoons, and I eventually, excuse me, learned how to teach myself how to record myself onto like tape and onto the computer and stuff. And I just did it for fun. And then later, as an adult, I learned that I could actually get paid to do it as a profession. And so from there, I've had some voiceover training and some acting opportunities and theater and stuff like that. And it's something that I'm continuing to grow in and trying to get better at.
oh, that's something interesting, I must say. So Brandy is here. I've sent her the invitee as well. Thank you so much for your answers. So Brandy, I've sent you an invitee. Hope you are able to accept that. Just check it out. I've invited Kali as well. So just waiting for her to join in so that we can start with our session. Okay. So Brandy, can you send me an invitee again? It seems that you are unable to join in. This Instagram glitches, so we need to be really, very tech friendly with that. So Brandy, can you send me the invitee again? I've sent you once more. Can you please check? Are you able to accept it? Yeah, yes. So hi, how are you doing?
Fine, how you doing?
I'm great. Good to see you there. I and Jamal, we are connected here already, and author of the book is here right now.
Okay.
Yes. So
Yeah.
viewers, as I earlier said before, our male narrator, he joined in that Brandy. Okay, Kali is also unable to join in. 1 second, I'll again send in the request. Okay,
Okay.
Instagram glitches. Yes, Kali, I've sent you the request again. Can you please check it out? So Brandy, as usual, you are looking great.
Oh, thank you. You do too.
Thank you. So, viewers, today we are having in front of us our very known author, Brandy Truly, the author of the book Scorn of Secrets, which we are going to discuss today over here. It's the darkest secrets book of Brandy, the first book. And here we are not going to discuss Kindle edition. Here is the discussion of the audiobook, which is narrated by our two narrators, female narrator Kali and male narrator who is in front of us, Jamiel. So, welcome to the show, both of you.
Thank you again for having us.
Okay. So, before we move further, Brandy, please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hello, guys. I'm author Be Truly. Glad to have you today. And this is our lovely host, Tanmeen. We'll be discussing the audiobook version of Scorn of Secrets today. I was very excited to have this book turned into audiobook. It just really brought it to life. So I'm excited to be discussing it today with the two narrators.
Yeah, exactly. So, it seems Kali is also there. Hi, Kali. How are you? Welcome to the show. Oh, hi. You look great.
Thank you.
Okay. So, okay. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. As I introduced that we have Brandy Truly here, the author of the book Scorn of Secrets, the male narrator Jamiel, and here is our female narrator Kali. So, Kali, please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Hi, I'm Callie. I make music and I do voiceover work, and I am excited to be here to talk about Scorn of Secrets.
Okay. Thank you so much. That was really a sweet and very short introduction. So, Brandy, before I move further and start with this session, I would like to speak something about the book before we start in. A short quote is there which narrates what is the book all about. So, happiness, true happiness, is an inner quality. It is a state of mind. If your mind is at peace, you are happy. If your mind is at peace, but you have nothing else, you can be happy. If you have everything the world can give, pleasure, possessions, power, but lack peace of mind, you can never be happy. So,
That is so true.
yeah, that truly joins and matches with our Scorn of Secrets and all about our characters, Justin, Madison. So, yes, let us move further and start with you, Brandy. So, how did you thought of bringing this book into an audiobook?
I'm sorry. Is Jamal gonna be joining us? I can't see him.
I am able to see all of you. So, Kali, are you able to see every one of us?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't
Maybe,
can't see
maybe
him.
some network glitches at your end. So you can continue. He is already there with us.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So you asked me how did I come up with the story, right?
Yes.
That was your question. Okay. So I originally wrote this story, believe it or not, when I was 15 years old. That's when it originally first started. That was like 20, almost 29 years ago. The idea came from I was a fan of E.C. Andrews from Flowers in the Attic. I probably shouldn't have been reading those books at 14, but I was. So I was just intrigued with like family secrets. So I had this idea about this character because I came from a great family I'm blessed with, but the root of this was Dark's family secrets because I learned that everybody doesn't have a strong family like me. So Madison was actually the first character I ever wrote. So I wrote about her and I had all these ideas. And then back in the day, there was no self-published. So I knew that, I wanted to be an author one day, but, I had to have, a career first. So I was also into medicine. So I started ultrasound school and I just said, I know I'll be an author one day because, that's what I really want to do. That's my, one of my bucket lists. I'll do it when the time is right. So I went to ultrasound school and did that. And then I learned about direct publishing through Amazon. And one of my other author friends, Kat Mayer, I found out we do ultrasound together that she was an author. And so we had worked for years, like 5 years, and didn't even know that we both wrote. So we started sharing our stories and stuff. I was working on another story actually, and we did that. And then I pulled out, which I talked to you before in another interview. I had it handwritten back in the day, 300 and some pages. They were yellow, and I'm like, I really want to do this story justice. So I started going through it again, and I was cringing because I wrote this when I was 15, and then I kept the bones of the story, but I had some like other ideas because it was just too dark. So I had all these other ideas, and I think it worked out that way because I don't talk about it much until like recently that I went through like a physical and emotional relationship. So I felt like I was really able to put that into the story and bring Madison out from a personal experience. So I felt like this is when I was supposed to do it, and I was kind of hesitant about releasing it because, it is kind of deep, stuff that people don't talk about that happens that really needs to be talked about. And I was really hesitant to put it out. I'm like, oh God, what are people going to say? Because people just brush this kind of stuff under the rug. And I was just kind of blown away at, how positive a response and, people were just, saw it in a positive light, and they were motivated and inspirational. So I was glad that I was able to bring that. So that's how it all came about after all these years.
Yeah, I must say those years all together were very difficult, tough, smooth, very ups and downs together you have faced throughout. We have been chatting and, having discussion on that. And I must say that, Madison, she really resembles you when you put on your reels, the character of Madison, the curly hair. So really, it's your resemblance is there in the character of Madison. So it's like, is it your story somewhere you have shared in Scorn of Secrets?
The personal abusive part, not her story exactly, but on the aspect of knowing what it feels like to, feel like, is this my fault? And, did I do something to cause this? And just, the physical abuse that it has on you. Like, you have to, what I learned is like, when you love somebody, you want to give them chance after chance, and you just realize like maybe this person isn't meant for you. And if they really truly loved you, then they wouldn't do that. And by me, just keep allowing myself to go through these situations and it keep happening over and over again, like I'm not loving myself. So what I learned out of it is I have to learn how to love myself. And I'm not loving myself by allowing this to happen. So I finally had to step away from the situation. And then, I just learned a valuable lesson from that. You don't have to, accept, being abused or physically, emotionally, or any kind of abuse in any relationship, because you deserve better than that. So once, that happened, it just put me in a positive light and in a better position in life.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What you said is like we need to love ourselves, and that is what we are learning from this book of your Scorn of Secrets. So coming to Kali and Jamiel. So like as you both said that you are the narrators, you also sing songs and all. So like how difficult? I would like to start it first with Kali. How it is difficult for you and how it is good for you. The scenes, there are something ups and downs. There are many emotions in the scenes. So how do you manage to narrate?
Carefully. The emotional parts, the really tough parts were extra tough for me. I do have life experiences that some of those parts of the book triggered for me, but I was able to channel that into the narration. It's actually a bit more like, it's a bit more difficult for me to do just the chill, regular, just characters talking to each other, because with that, I feel like I have to do more thinking of like, oh wait, how would this person actually say this in a genuine conversation? Which is a little more difficult for me because I don't get out that much, not great at socializing. But I have been through trauma, so I was able to channel that for the more traumatic parts of the book, which it is important to talk about these things. And I'm glad that I was able to contribute to the project. to talk about it.
Yes, thank you so much, Kali, for contributing towards your voiceover on the Madison part. Coming back to Jamal, so same question goes to you.
Um, I think, I mean, excuse me, like Callie said, like you have to take your time and just kind of be sensitive to what's happening in the story. Um, I think reading both Justin and Madison's parts and getting a full breadth and understanding of the story definitely helps you to be immersed in what's happening in the situation. And you have to realize you have to treat it delicately because there is a lot, like you mentioned, there's a lot of highs and lows and experiences from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. And you just have to take your time and do your best to try to represent the characters. So, you know, in certain situations where, for me playing as Justin, trying to really understand his anger or his frustration or like maybe even fear about certain situations. And, you know, you really have to sit with it. It's like, how would I respond in this situation? If this were me, if I was in this situation, how would I really respond? And taking the time to process it and be honest and transparent. Because even though the dialogue is already written for you, the story has already happened, I think as an actor, as a narrator, you have to open yourself up to let the story come through you. So, you know, you got to sit and be like, okay, if this really was me, if I really was feeling these things and saying these things, how can I best convey it so that people can understand that and I can best represent the story? So, yes, delicately and I think just sensitively and patiently is how you kind of navigate the highs and lows of the story.
Absolutely true. So yes. So Brandy, coming to the audiobook, like you have converted and decided to make the Kindle book into the audiobook. So why did you thought of doing that so?
Well, I recently only been into audiobooks. Like I've always, this has been like over the last 2 years. I've always been a reader. I mean, I've heard them in the past, but they really didn't do much for me. So I had got an email from a seminar was saying about audiobooks and how they're growing and stuff, and I was just like, oh, I forgot they had audiobooks. So I was like looking at some of the books that I like love, and then I saw that they was in audiobooks, and so I was like, let me hear this. And then just like for example the Lux series by J.L. Armentrout. That was one of my favorite series. So I heard that one, and if you have really good like actors, I was just like, okay, wow, like this really like brings this story like to life. Like so I'm like, oh well, maybe I do, could get into this. And so I was like, well, that would be, interesting, just something different to do and like hear my characters, because it's kind of like it brings it to like a theatrical version, and then I don't have to worry about, when stuff turns into movies, sometimes that's great, but like you don't only have so much control, but it would be, my story to do it as I saw fit. So I started looking into it, and I was like, this will be a little fun thing, to do. So I was like, with the Scorn of Secrets, I was thinking about, I had some scenes in my like head, like, but the books were already out about like Justin, like from his like point of view, like what would he be doing at this point and stuff, because the ebooks are only from Madison's point of view. So I was like, oh my God, like I can actually add in his part, and I can get these scenes out of my head, like one with him and his brother, when his brother told him like he likes her too and stuff, and how he reacts. So I started writing in his part. So this also like is a fresh version for people that, they can read it and get a, still feel like reading the same story, but a different story. So I had started, I did a whole bunch of months of research and stuff where I can go. And so I went on Fever, and where I found the wonderful Callie, and then Jamiel on Upwork. And so I was using both of them. When I heard her, I was like, blown away. And I was like, her voice, she just sounds just like Madison. And then he had did audition for me, and I was like, he just has the perfect, narration voice, calm and soothing, how I would imagine Justin. And I asked him, would he be interested in doing that one? And he was. And so that's how it came about. And it's been really, a really great experience. It's like seeing your book turn into, production and turn to life. So it's been a really, fun experience for me. Like, I think I like the audiobook better than I do the ebook. Because it's just like, just to hear the emotions and stuff, it just makes it seem so real.
Yeah, absolutely. I must say, and like you said, that the ebook is all about Madison, and here we have seen more about on, the part is all about Justin's POV instead of Madison's from the ebook. So yeah, it's slightly different from the ebook. The audiobook is slightly different on that. So coming to Kali and Jamal. So what did you like mostly about the characters? Would like to start firstly with Jamal.
Um, what did I like most about the characters? I think I really appreciate, at least for Justin's character, how noble and upstanding he is, um, as best as he can be, especially in comparison to his brother. His brother is, got a lot of issues. It's
Exactly.
kind of crazy, but yeah, but for Justin, I really appreciated that he had like a true north about him, even in the midst of the stuff that was happening um, within his own family, the dynamics with like his brother and his father, but also trying to be there and be supportive of Madison during the stuff that she was going through, like him just kind of choosing to be that solid rock, more or less, for her, was definitely really, really admirable to see. And I liked a lot of the other characters too. Like I thought Justin's brother was an interesting character, and I don't really like him, but his character was at least interesting to try to play and see in this story. And I think Madison is a wonderful character as well. So I love all the characters, but those are the things that stood out to me that I liked.
Yes. About Madison, we would like to hear from Kali.
Um, I really like what I like about Madison is that I feel like throughout the story, I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it.
Take your
I
time.
feel like there's something within her that's like, hey, question this, right? Like, don't just accept what's going on. I really like that, even though it might take a second in the beginning, she does start to listen to her inner voice, her own feelings, her intuition, and it's like, this ain't it. Like, this cannot be. This cannot be it. And throughout my life, I've had trouble like listening to my own intuition about things and trusting my own better judgment. So I really like that I got to play a character who like does trust her judgment and is like, you know what? No, I know what's right for me. And not to like spoil things, but I like that she does listen to herself and and fights for herself.
Yeah, that's really very necessary to listen to your inner voice and fight for yourself. And that's really true about Madison, which we have heard and read in this book, those who have read the Kindle version and listened to the audio version as well. So coming to, Jamaat. So like, you both are male and female narrators of the book. So was this your first book?
Was this my first book? This was my first book of like I've done like nonfiction narration and I've done some short stories, but to the extent of the dynamics of the different characters and the type of story, this was a first for me. This was like I really had fun playing all of the different characters to the best of my ability. I don't think I have a great woman or female voice, but I'm glad I was able to try to represent those characters the best that I could. But no, it was fun. But yeah, this is my first time doing it of so dynamic of a story.
Okay, so Kali, was this your first book as well?
This was my first audiobook.
Wow.
Yes,
So
I've done some
congratulations for that.
thank you. I've done some narration for like like 5-minute YouTube videos before stuff like that, but this was definitely the first audiobook and like really big narration project. I'm very happy that I got to do it.
Yeah, so thanks, Brandy. So bringing in our male and female narrators for the audiobook. So coming to you with the same question, Brandy. Like I know this is your book, it's a baby to you, so all the characters are really favorite to you. I can see the reels, upcoming reels, whatever you plan and you post it. I can see your love with the characters. But if you would like to discuss anything about the characters, their emotions, what would it that be?
Well, first I want to say I think that the narrators did an excellent job with all of the characters. You would never guess that this was Callie's first book. She did great
Exactly.
with just regular narration. You could hear the smile in her voice, and with Dario's like energetic, her cousin, she did a wonderful job with that. And the mom, she really, gave some specific notes of like the character's personality, which I think helps. And she did a great job with conveying all of that. And Jamiel, I love your Madison voice and your girl's voices. I think you do great. I mean, it actually
Exactly,
sounds
yes.
like a girl. Because with some audiobooks I can't get into because it's like the voice, like it's like kind of the same, and I'm like, well, it kind of sounds like a girl talking. So that's very important. But I think you do great women voices to me, and it just really feels like two people talking or multiple people talking. But of course, Madison and Justin would be my favorite characters. Madison, I mean, we're the same in some senses and we're different. Like, I purposely gave her my maiden name, Guillory, because she was the first character I ever made when I was 15. So that was one thing I wanted her to have of me. And I live in Houston, Texas. So I had her move down here. And then I chose Taylor High School because that's the high school my daughter goes to. So she loves the book. That was actually the first book she's read for me. My other books, they're like new adults, so like not old enough yet. But I wanted her to have some connection with it, so she thought that was cool. Raw Oaks is the richest neighborhood in A-Leaf, which is my dream neighborhood. I don't think I ever get there, but that's why I chose that. And then Hurricane Harvey actually happened down here. All the stuff, the rain and stuff. I mean, I didn't thankfully get flooded in, even though I'm in a flood zone, but I was just spared by God with that and or experienced a tornado. But the neighborhood that I did bring up, I did have two friends that were flooded, and one of my friends had to go out in a boat. I put that in the story, so that part was true because they said the water was up to the chest. So that's literally a neighborhood is like 10 minutes away from me, so that was pretty scary. So I'm glad they're all safe. Dario and Gigi would probably be my next two favorite characters. Gigi, I made her after my grandma, who's like a second mom to me, bless her soul. But she was always like supportive, like just of me and the entire family. So I specifically made her to be like my big mama was to me. That was very important to have because, Madison didn't have her mom and her dad was gone. So those would be probably my four favorite characters from the book.
Oh yes, I must say they are the favorite ones of everyone. Okay, so coming to our narrators, people like to know about more the narration part, how narrating is done, and how you speak about and you record in a room or somewhere. So I would like to ask any one of you can answer this. So the question is, tell us about your recording process. So they both are waiting. Who will answer?
I don't know if I want to go first.
I'll
Jamal,
go
you
first.
can
I'll go first.
continue and go over. Yeah, you can take that over.
Yeah, I'll go first. Um, the recording process, I think, okay, like I mentioned earlier, when I was growing up, I like to watch cartoons a lot. I also was one of those kids that had imaginary friends, so I was actually pretty comfortable with making characters and talking to myself. Because yeah, in essence, if you have an imaginary friend and whatever, you're having a dialogue, you're having a conversation with things that aren't real, at least not real to other people. So for me, in narrating the story, even though I have my microphone and my headphones and stuff like that, like it it feels the same way. Like I'm actually just sitting down and talking with my friends, talking with these
Okay.
characters and reading this story. And so it makes you not feel alone, even though you are by yourself. Like you have to be in a closed, private area so that you can get the best audio quality and all of that stuff. But actually engaging with the story and trying to represent these characters, it makes you feel like, oh, I'm just kind of hanging out or having an experience with some more of my imaginary friends. So at first, I think it's a little awkward, but once you get going, at least for me, you it it just feels natural.
Yeah, it does, I must say. So it's just, a flow of the thing which is going on with it. So I'd like to even ask that, do that learn the stanzas, or you just keep the script in front of you?
I just keep the script in front of me, but I read over it so that I know, like I have an understanding of what's going to happen next and things like that. But I keep it there because I have to work on that, like my memorizing like lines and stuff like that. But after I've read over it a few times, I get comfortable with it, and it sort of just flows. Like you know what's going to happen next, so it feels more natural when you're recording it.
Okay, thank you for your answer, I must say, Jamal. So, Kali, you were waiting for that. I'd like to ask you, Kali, that as the narrator of this book, the female narrator, what do you feel the listeners would take from this book? What takeaway they'll do from this book?
What do I think the listeners will take, or what
Takeaway
I
from
think?
this. Yeah,
Okay.
listeners. Hmm.
Well, I would hope that readers slash listeners would be. I would hope they leave the story feeling more confident in fighting for themselves. Um, it's hard to say. I feel like it covered a lot, but I feel like what stood out the most to me was keeping in mind that there are people in this world who care about you, who will never try to steer you wrong. And it's important to keep in mind who those people are, who those people aren't, and remember to maintain those relationships with the people who have your best interest in mind, because things can get very dark in life if you do not remember to maintain those relationships. So, fighting for yourself and paying attention to the relationships you have around you.
Very rightly said. I must say, I totally agree with that. Jamil, do you want to add anything to this?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Callie said was really good. So thank you for sharing that. Uh, Definitely standing up for yourself. And I think, as throughout the book, you see the challenge of secrets and how they can be negatively impactful on your life or on the lives of those around you. So being willing to, you know, if possible, when you have people who are supportive and stuff, just to be able to be honest. Um, Honesty and truth and authenticity, I think, are very important and necessary to live like a happy life, to live a fulfilling life. And even though it may be challenging and difficult to share those things and to be open and honest, if you do have like a GG character, somebody that will honestly listen to you and won't judge you or anything like that and be supportive of you, that's helpful. Or even I would say like Justin is for Madison, kind of like whatever
Yeah.
her quirks were, whatever the things that she was interested in, being there to be like, I see you, and I appreciate the things that you're interested in and the things that you do, and I support you. Like we all need people like that so that we don't have to go around holding secrets or like hiding, because that's not how we're
Yes.
designed to live this world. We shouldn't have to be living in secrets
Yes.
and hiding.
Yes. Absolutely true. And Same goes to Brandy. What do you feel that the listeners slash the readers they take away from this book?
Just touching on the points from Callie and Jamal, that they have a positive outlook on life. Not everybody is blessed with family and friends, and to learn that there is someone that cares about you and you are worth it. You don't have to stand for injustice. We live in, most of us who are fortunate enough that we live in a justice system that you can speak up. Women have rights now, so you don't have to just sit down and take it and be abused. There's someone out there or groups out there that can help you. And so through Madison experience, I showed that even though the situation may, feel tough or dark, or you may not even have the support of your own sister or mother, you don't have to take it. You can speak up for yourself, and someone will help you or be there, whether that's a fan, a family, church, or a group, and you can get out of that situation. So I think that I've, relayed that message from, reviews and things that I got, that there is light on the other side of the tunnel, and everything will be okay. You just have to go through it and stand up and fight. You just have to find the courage in you, listen to your inner voice, no matter how hard it'll be or the trials and tribulations you go through. This journey shows that it will be okay, and you will have peace, and it will be better on the other side. You just got to get through it, and there will be people that love and care about you to lean on. And sometimes one of the favorite titles I like is blood is not always thicker than water. So it may not always be family, but friends, church, there is somebody there that'll love and treat you like you deserve and help you get through it.
I must say that's the very beautiful lines you have said over here, because other side of the tunnel, what is there? We need to just wait for the hope. And here I like to say and add in like a story of losing hope and finding back life by the help of people whom we rely upon. That is what this book is all about. Yes. So I would like to thank you to our male and female narrators for taking out time, because I know their CST, the morning timing is there over there. And thank you so much for taking time, coming here and joining in my conversations and speaking about Scorn of Secrets audiobook. So thank you so much to Jamiel and Kali for joining in the session.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
thank
my
you for having
pleasure.
us. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, take care. Bye bye. Okay, so Brandy, it's we there over. So would you like to say anything to the viewers before we leave the session?
Thank you for tuning in. Does anybody have any questions that's on live that you have that you want to type in to ask personal questions about the book or questions you have?
I think everyone have typed in a lot of questions, but we have missed it when we
Yeah, I
were
wasn't
having our
reading.
conversation. So no
Oh,
issues. Better luck next time. So yes, so would you like to say any last words to the viewers as well?
well, for anybody that hasn't checked it out and want to read, we live in dark times right now. So if you want to read a story about someone going through dark times but sees their way through and to find peace and inner happiness, then definitely give Scorn of Secrets a try. And I think you'll find the journey positive, because I normally like books with happy endings, but realistically I like stories with drama and conflict, because in real life it's not easy, but I like to see a positive journey by the end of it and have a good feeling. So that's one realistic aspect that I think that you can get out of this book, real life, but just know that you'll get there and have happiness and peace at the other side of the journey.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Brandy, for those words. And I would like to add in over here that please go and grab your copies on Spotify. The book is available, and if you want to go for the ebook version, it's available on Amazon. So feel the true emotions behind the voice, as it turned out to be direct from the core to match the vibe. And this is what is all about Scorn of Secrets. Thank you so much, Brandy. Waiting eagerly for your next audiobooks as well. Stay tuned and have a great day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. And
Bye.
thanks to the viewers as well. Bye bye.
Bye.